it is too much. The fuckery is too much. And like I said, the stuff that was said in those DMs was really, really fucked up because most of it wasn't even true. She had to have come like into those DMs will like ready to lie because she just did it so easily and she made so much of that up. I was just kind of shaking my head yesterday like, wow, most of this isn't even true. So for French fried girl to sit there and say I come from Jew money, my grandmother, my whole family really has always worked hard for everything they had. And my grandmother loved her culture. She was an active member of her temple. She was, always, an active part of her community which is a big part of Judaism. But she wasn't rich. She, devoted her life to helping her community and she made, decent money in her later life, but she wasn't rich. And to say that she came from Jew money just kind of undermines her whole devotion to helping other people. She wasn't rich and she didn't flaunt her wealth. And to even say that is just a complete disrespect to her memory and the people that loved her. And that's another thing. So, on the long list of lies that she's told, I really have never heard her say to me personally that she was a CEO of some stupid company. I've never heard her. I've heard her say, or I've seen her say that she's in healthcare, but she's never mentioned no company to me. And she, when I was gone, she said a lot of things because I felt like I think she felt that she could just get away with it. This whole thing with the fake account that was made to mock Negs's child. I didn't really I saw the account and I thought it was just a random troll, but then after looking at the account and kind of going through it, I started to see some stuff that kind of like, at first I thought they were just coincidences, but then the more I read and the more I looked at it and the more people were saying, I slowly started to realize when I read the bio that it really was her. Like there's no other way unless like and even then I still kind of doubted it, but I even told him, I was like, look, I feel like it might be her because there's stuff on her in her profile that are part of conversations that we've had in private. Like, how did they get there? Right. And this account popped up and I couldn't ask her because this account popped up a day or two after she had gotten mad at me because I told her that I didn't want to talk about Negs 24/7, and even before all of this stuff happened, I was still kind of on the outs with her. Like we were like fighting. I mean, I didn't think it would go this far. Honestly, I didn't think she would go this far. She's not exposing shit because everything she says is a lie. French fried girl she pretends to expose people, but all she does is name call. She just calls people names. She called me a bunch of names. She's called Negs a bunch of names. She calls Gigi a bunch of names. And she doesn't really expose anyone. There is no exposing going on. That's the thing. That's why I'm frustrated because instead of just telling the truth, she has to lie about everything, like my family and like I don't know my dad and this and that. And then she made that fucking account. And you know what? Maybe she didn't, but I'm like 97% positive she made that account. There is just no fucking way. She had it all figured out so fucking fast and she didn't even think to ask me about it. That's a little weird, right? I don't know. It's like she had me set up already to be the fall guy. And I don't that's some fuckery. For real. That's some fuckery. Later on, and either was that day or the next day, I fucking found out that she was most likely behind another account that was harassing me and fucking bringing up my kid and shit. They are all snakes. And I feel like this whole like framing that they did or tried to do was being planned a long time ago. I don't ever think that French fried girl was my friend. I don't ever think she was on my side. I really do think that she planned this the whole time. And I could be wrong, but then again, like I said, my spidey sense has been tingling. I've been feeling this way for a while, like while I was in the community for a whole while. The thing with French fried girl, that was what really kind of made me want to edge away, because, you know, it all started out friendly. And then I just noticed very, very quickly that she was too invested in her hate for Negs. Like, I get not liking him. I mean, he's even said he's a dick. That's fine. That's your prerogative. You want to be a dick? That's cool. I'm a cunt sometimes too, but her hate for him went to next level, and I mean next level. Like, I a lot of the times I would just not say anything at all, because I didn't know what to say. Like, what do you say to someone like that? And like, I was afraid of pissing her off, because I saw how angry she was at Negs for him just, like, you know, being there, and I don't know, like, not being nice to her. But like, I didn't know what to say most of the time, so I just kind of went along with it. And I was kind of afraid to admit that I didn't think he was that bad of a guy, and because I was afraid of what she might do to me, because like I said, I saw how angry she gets. But I told little Git about it. I did, because I talked to her a lot in the DMs, and she seemed to agree. So whatever. I mean, and now she's like turning a new leaf, and she's all of a sudden like, you know, her right hand man. I mean, fine, I guess, but don't pretend you weren't sitting there agreeing with me in the DMs before. So it is what it is. You think FFG is a compulsive liar? Yeah, I do. I think she lies a lot. I do. There's a lot of things that now looking back that she just doesn't don't add up, you know what I mean? And just seeing how she lied about me in the DMs to Negs just kind of, you know, cements that fact that she is a liar. She has a problem. She definitely has an anger problem, because like I said, I saw her like rant and rave about a man that she will never meet and she will never see in her life. When it got like too much, I was like, oh my goodness. And I just felt like I was stuck in a situation. I didn't know what to do, because I didn't want to piss off my friends. And I knew how everybody felt about her. Like, oh, she's so great, da da da. And if I said anything, I felt like I was gonna be like, you know, I was gonna be like basically the scapegoat, which is what I became regardless. So it didn't even matter in the end. I still was going to get fucked either way, which is why I said I feel like it was planned. I feel like there's people in on it, and I felt like everyone was kind of fake to my face. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about on my live on Saturday, just the fake nice that goes on in that community a lot, the snakery that happens, you know, people talking shit behind other people's backs. And I don't know why she's so obsessed with him. I don't know why she feels the way she does about him. I even asked her a couple of times, and she didn't really have an answer. I really don't know what to say about it. I don't know. Like, it's the anger is that she feels for him is not, there's something wrong with that. Like, she doesn't know him. I think the time when I realized that she was really like kind of not all there is when I said this on Kiwi Farm. So if some of you have, you know, accounts on there or watch Kiwi Farms, you've probably already seen this story, but I'm going to say it again. And when we were texting one time, she like sent me this picture of like this, I think it was a picture. It was a picture or a video. I forget which one, but of this dude. You probably seen him on Facebook or TikTok, whatever. He like puts his face on his kids' faces. It's like, you know, comedy, right? And she was like, oh, this looks like Negs' baby. And I'm like, oh, haha, you know? And then she was like, yeah, and we should like kill it or burn it or I don't know, some horrible violent act. I don't even remember the specifics, because I just was like, oh my God. And I was like, this bitch is crazy. She told me she was gonna kill me if I come up to Canada to beat her ass. I told her I was gonna beat her ass, because she lied on me. She really did make it seem like I was the one behind that account. And listen, that fake fucking email, do better. Come on. A liar. You can say that I'm making it up. No, she was behind that fucking account. 110%. Because that's just odd. Why would she assume my name is Gordon? That's just fucking weird. Even in the DMs with Nick, she said the same thing. I don't know if she's Jewish. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't think so. Just because you have matzo ball soup in your fucking cabinet doesn't mean you're Jewish. That's kind of insulting, actually. You know, that's kind of insulting that don't you have some Herbalife to sell? I don't think she's the president of her own company. I don't think that either. I don't think that's true either. I've never heard her say, and even in our private conversations, that she's a CEO of a company. All I know is that she told me she's in accounting. She's in school for accounting, and and I've heard her say once or twice she was in healthcare. I've never, ever, ever heard her say anything about being Jewish, being a part of being a president of a company. I've never heard that before. That's the first time I'm hearing all of that. Is Miss Future Becky still your friend? No. I rarely ever talk to her to begin with. Sometimes I'd interact with her, sometimes not. To answer the question about the Discord, no, there is no Discord anymore. They deleted it. They claim they deleted it. I don't know if I'm sure there are other Discords. From what I understand, there's multiple Discords for multiple people, and there's just different people in each one. The reason why I kind of went hard on him, like I said, is because everyone else was, and it just was fun. But then it got to, like I said, it got to be too much. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to go in like this hard anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And I really wasn't, that's not me in general. I'm not like that in real life. So I didn't want to be like that online either anymore. I just didn't want to do it. It was exhausting. That's why I approached him and I apologized, because I really just did not want to do it anymore. And for those of you who don't know, yeah, Gigi and I had a conversation as well, because it's old. I cannot sit here. It's just the same old shit every single fucking day. And I really don't know how people do it. And towards the end, I was telling people this shit's going to get someone hurt. I really don't want to be a part of anyone getting hurt. I really don't. I don't, she did what she did. And, the only ones who know the truth are me and her. Well, her mostly, because like I said, most of the lies came out of her mouth. And I know damn well I didn't make that account. And I don't know damn well I didn't dox her. So, that's the only people that know the truth, is the people who were involved. Yeah, and like I said, I don't like other people in this community either. But, I don't think anyone's truly a bad person. What I do feel is the people who have control in this community are not nice people. The people that have a voice, the people that, are able to manipulate others, do have are not nice. They do have a control, a grip on other people to make them do what they want. I don't want to get into too much of French fried girl, for one. People just believe what she says. She has matzo ball soup in her cabinet. She's Jewish. She got doxxed. Sure, you got doxxed. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I'm going to be very honest. Most of them are content creators. I feel like she was the mastermind for a lot of this. And like I said, I can see that, because even when I was talking to her directly, she still kind of made me nervous. She's very aggressive. She was very active in her hate towards Negs, which very honestly, if she, I feel like if they were in a room together, she'd kick his ass. I don't know if she'd win, but you know what I mean? She definitely would she was that angry towards it. And I'm just like, ma'am, this is Twitter. I don't know, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, after a while, this got really awkward and weird, and I didn't want to talk about it anymore. And then, like I said, when that fake account popped up, her and I already weren't talking, because she went underneath a fucking post that I made, right? And she made it about Negs. It wasn't even fucking about him. And I'm like, fucking dude. And then after that, she got rude, and I blocked her. Because, why are you going to get rude with me? All I said was, I don't want to talk about him, and this post isn't about him. And she still made it about him. Man, there's something wrong. That's not normal. That behavior is not normal. I'm sorry. I guess it's normal, right? Dark. She is smug. And that's another big turn off for me. I didn't like how she was just so sure of herself, especially when most of the stuff she would say in her videos and her tweets were just kind of not true, or they were exaggerated versions of the truth. And she sure did convince a lot of people, that's for sure. I really don't know what else to say about that. She has a way of convincing people, but narcissists do have a way of convincing people too. So I don't know, make of that what you will. Do I think that they work together? Yeah, on some level. I feel like there's a lot of group chats between the haters. There's a lot of discords. I know that. I don't like. I'm not in any of them. I never was. I was only in one ever. And I feel like a lot of the times, yeah, like there is some type of coordination. You know, like I said, I do the Twitter thing for fun, and even now, I'm just like toxic. Yeah, there's a lot of cattiness and a lot of bullshit within that community. As for Gigi, a lot of the stuff they said about him was not fair, and the problem with that community is there's no like really way to speak up without feeling like you're gonna be like just tossed aside. Like, there was a couple of times where things were said about him and said to him and next too. And I just wanted to be like, that's too fucking far. But like, you get kind of like in this place where you feel kind of afraid to speak up and say anything, because if you do, like, they're gonna like try to ruin your life like they're doing now. There are a lot of subgroups within that community that plot. Yes, I do. I think there's a lot of plotting going on, and a lot of like little group chats and little and not only that, but they talk shit about each other. Like, I can't tell you how many fucking times people have said stuff about me to about other people, like, oh, so and so such a bitch, or so and so such a cunt, and I'm just like, like, okay. French fried girl, she takes this shit very seriously. It's not as serious for me. But like I said, there was still a, feeling of almost fear or intimidation that if you speak up, they'll, ostracize you and make you feel like you are not a part of their group, which is fucking dumb now that I think about it. But yeah, it's very catty, very high schoolish, very cliquey. It's just dumb. Who pushed the narrative of the pedo thing? I don't know who originally pushed that. I feel like one person may say something to someone in the DMs, and then another person will tweet about it, and then other people will just kind of go with it. And that's a big problem with the hater community, as they just kind of go with stuff like they did with French fried girl claiming she was doxxed. They just go with shit and spread it around like fucking crap. Like, it's horrible. Hard for the ones who turn on them like a mocking mob. Yeah, they do. It's a cult. It's a cult. And the same, like I said, the same thing can be said for the anti-haters too. Who is behind the Gigi Parody account? Okay. Want me to drop a real bombshell? Thanks for bringing that up, actually, because I almost forgot about it. I'll tell you who's behind it. Future Miss Becky Williams. Or however the fuck you say her handle. That's who's behind it. That much I will tell you. It's her. She said it in the Discord. So take that as you will. You can say it's true, you can say it's not, but yes, that's what was said. Yeah, it is a cult with 5 different fucking leaders. It really is. And that's why shit happens the way it does, because you have fucking 10 different people running the fucking show. They pretend they're so innocent and they do nothing wrong, but they're just as bad as everything they complain about. They do the same shit. Does Charlie know future Miss Becky Williams runs that account? Okay. I'm going to try to recall this from memory the best I can. I don't know if she was in that voice call, but yeah, she probably does. I would imagine so. I mean, it was, yeah, probably. Yes, she was in the same chat that this was discussed. I think major haters like Callie, Charlie, and DC are going to excuse. Probably. There's a few things that have happened in that community that I did not approve of, really, that were excused by the larger creators. Yes. Who do you know that participated in any of the doxes? I don't know. Like I said, you have your key players, and that's all I know. And then, people just spread stuff around in by different means. Spread it around, via Facebook message, Twitter message, Discord. You know what I mean? They're, like I said, they're very catty. I can't really talk about the anti-haters too much because I'm not part of that community and I never was. But what I can say is the stuff I have witnessed myself, and that is They're very catty to each other. They're very rude to each other. They talk about each other behind the other person's back. Like, they talk shit. Oh, this person, that person. And like, I just feel like I don't want to be a part of it anymore, And like I said, I felt this way for a while, but I was afraid to say anything about it. Apart from Charlie Gold and FFG, who are the main players. So, okay. Besides them, Bubbles is definitely a main player for sure. Future Miss Becky Williams is definitely a main player. You know them. You know who the main players are. The people you see all the time on Twitter and the ones that have large followings. They actually genuinely like each other. Okay, so there are some people that are friends offline, but most of the people in that community, I don't think they like each other because, like I said, you've seen it happen many times where they've turned on one another very quickly, and they just believe other people's. The larger follower count you have, the more people believe you, which I don't understand how that has anything to do with whether or not I should believe you. You know what I mean? Your followers have nothing to do with it. What was it that made you realize the community is just a bunch of fatties obsessed with other fatties? I don't really know. I can't, like I said, I was feeling this way before I left, and I don't know if it was just like a chain of events or a bunch of events or one event, but yeah, I definitely started feeling like, oh, I don't belong here. I don't know. I didn't really like it. Do they purposely gaslight people for reaction? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They're trolls. That's what trolls do. Do you know who leaked Sheep's name in photos? Have no idea. People thought it was Gigi, but people blame Gigi for everything. So I really don't know who it was. Twitter got taken down tomorrow. I think everyone in that community would benefit from it because it gets so toxic. And I know a lot of y'all see it. I know a lot of y'all feel it. I know a lot of y'all are tired. I know it to be true. And it's even worse when you have toxic people running the community. They have a lot of influence. Whoever has the most influence has the most say, right? What I really think is dumb and what I really think is silly is when you have these grown-ass adults just believing random people. Like the fact that they are just so easily manipulated just because they like a certain person or they think a certain person is cool. They just so willingly believe them and take their word for everything. That's toxic.
Why am I toxic?
Realize that and you actually, fucking wake up and stop fucking beating up people's asses just because you like them. This is the fucking internet. You don't know this person. Like people who just believed French Fry Girl, they don't fucking know her. They just believed her. Like I said, I don't care if y'all believe me, but I'm not trying to, I'm not really not trying to convince anyone. I'm just here telling you my side of the story. That's all I want to do. I really don't care if y'all believe me or not. But to sit there and be like, it was all me? No, it was not. I didn't make that fucking account. I didn't fucking make a fake email to put behind that account to try to frame someone else. I didn't fucking do that. I didn't put snippets of my conversations that I've had with someone else to let it be known that it was me, because that's exactly what she was doing. She wanted me to know that she made that account, and then she wanted to be able to flip it around. But she wanted to make sure I knew, and she wanted me to feel helpless about it. That's what she wanted. She wanted me to feel helpless, and she wanted me to feel like I was the one being attacked, because she is a fucking narcissist. That is one thing you have to understand about her, and this is one thing I've found out very fucking quickly. She's a narcissist. For real. Google narcissist, and pretty much all the behavior you've seen her displaying, it'll be there. She uses people for what she needs them for and then tosses them aside. And like I said already many times during this live, I do believe I was set up. Now, the question is, how long has this been going on? I don't know how deep the planning went. You know what I'm saying? But what I do know is I was set up 110%. And yes, it was planned. 110% planned. The fact that the email was made, itself is enough to make me feel like it was premeditated, because someone had to go in, make that email, switch it over to me. Shani and I have no problem, so it definitely wasn't a Shani person. No, like I said, I think she has multiple fake accounts, because she was, like I said, she was behind yet another fake account that harassed me for 6 months, calling me a deadbeat mother and this and that. And the reason why I know she was part of that was because when one of the last things she texted me was something this fake account used to say all the time: "You loathsome, nasty, deadbeat toad." Right before she blocked me. And then when I was reading the DMs between him, or Negs, and French Fried Girl, I noticed a lot of the same language there too. And he was very specific about the way he spoke. Or I shouldn't even be saying "hey, he" anymore, because it's not a he. And even other people, other haters, even were like, "that's not a man, that's a woman for sure." Well, there you fucking go. She has shown no problem in attacking kids. You know what I'm saying? Or attacking people's kids, or attacking their parents. She has shown she has no issue with that. She's just a bad person. I don't like to sit here and determine someone's personality, but I'm telling you, like, some of the stuff she said was over the fucking rails. Like, she's just a bad person. Well, okay, maybe she's not a bad person, but she's definitely mentally ill. Something's wrong. Let's just put it that way. I really wish I could help destroy Hater Nation, because, like I said, I think it's a toxic place. I think it's full of toxic individuals, and the most toxic out of them all have the biggest say in what happens. And I don't think that's good for anybody. I think someone's going to get fucking hurt. I do. And I've said this before many, many times. Somebody's going to get hurt in real life. And I'm not talking about, feelings, right? We're talking in like real life hurt. Like I saw some people talk about like wanting to hurt Negs. That's fucking crazy. First of all, he has a son. That's not like, first of all, don't fucking hurt people over words. That's stupid. I believe the heads of the community will speak out more. Are they complicit? I don't know if they'll speak out more. However, I do think they are complicit, because they see it go down. They know it goes down. I know for a fact they know what happens. They know, because people will be in their ears all the time. FFG would literally beat up people over fat Twitter drama. Yes, she would, 110%. Yeah, she has anger problems. I think she probably would. FFG is obsessed with Gigi. Yeah, she's obsessed with Gigi, but she's more obsessed with Negs. Oh my God, he'd disappear if she ever got anywhere near that man. He would be gone. Okay, no one would have any clue where he is, and that would be it. I was pretty bad, but there were other accounts on that app that are far worse than me. Like French Fried Girl, for one. First of all, she's horrible. She goes places I will never fucking go. Bubbles, yeah, she bad sometimes. I'm kind of shocked that she's defending her against that Jew money shit that she said about my family. I'm shocked, because it doesn't really align with what she claims she believes in. But they all live in fear of each other. Yeah, I do. That's a good point, Kate Winslet, because you want to know something? I do too. I sure lived in fear, for sure, 110%. I was afraid to say anything. I was afraid to disagree with any of them, and I disagreed more often than most. But I felt like I owed them, because they've defended me so many times against these other, people that I saw attack me, and I felt like I owed them. Like I felt like I would have been a bad person if I turned away and said, I don't want to do this anymore. When there was a couple of times where I turned off my VPN on purpose because I just got tired. And then fucking French Fried Girl, we were friends on Instagram at the time, would message me and be like, "Oh, so-and-so said this about you." And I feel like, because I want to defend myself, because that's just who I am. I defend myself. I'm very bad at like just letting people talk their shit. I think a lot of people are, but I definitely am. And, I wanted to say something to them, but she like was a little pot stirrer. And I mentioned that to Little Git a long time before this even happened. I mentioned that to her. I said, I think she stirs the pot a lot, and she does. Kind of happy that things happened the way they did, because, I realized that they weren't good for me. Get that you sound obsessed. Yeah, no, I do. I get that I sound obsessed with her. I'm angry. Yeah, I'm upset. I'm angry. She lied about me. She threw me under the bus because she didn't like the fact that I was getting along with Negs, and she didn't like it even before that all that happened. And I'm angry. I'm upset. Yeah, she lied about me. She lied about my family. She claimed I doxed her, made me out to be this horrible person, and it's just not true. None of it's true. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's not true. What do you think? What do they think about DC Media Gore? Oh, I think they like her. You know, it's trash. Damn. I think if she excuses French fried girls matzo ball fiasco, the matzo ball event, then she excuses that, then yeah, guess so. That was like kind of like low-key like insulting, because like, what does that mean? You have matzo balls in your cabinet, so you're Jewish? Do you think all Jewish people have matzo ball in their cabinet? I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. It sounds so dumb to me. Well, you know, I will tell you anything you want to know. That's one thing about me. If you come to me respectfully and ask a question, I will tell you anything you want to fucking know. Anything. As long as it's not something I don't want to share, like, you know, things like that are personal. You know what I mean? Do they ever feel bad about making up racism, bigotry? No, I don't think so. I don't think they feel bad. I don't think so. If they felt bad, they wouldn't have treated me. They would have apologized to me already, and I have not gotten one fucking apology from that side of the fucking fence. Do you think Gigi is reaching out to you because he saw an opportunity to get you to attack his enemies? No, because that's not what it was about. The apology was not about them or anything. It was about what happened between us, and it was very genuine. Did he apologize to you before or after all of this? After. Much, like, he had been off of Twitter for a while already. About Negs releasing the DMs between FFG and Git. I think that was, I'm glad he did that, because there were stuff, like I said, there was a lot of lies being told, and she told those lies assuming that I wasn't going to see it. Received an apology from anyone from Haydur Nation. They're still doubling down and acting like they didn't do anything wrong, when it's pretty much known now that I did not dox her and I wasn't behind that account. So sorry, did Gigi apologize to you before your fight? If so, did you tell her? Did I tell French fried girl that he apologized? No, because I was fucking scared of her. She reacted like aggressively when I told her Negs apologized to me and we apologized to each other. So I can only imagine how she would feel if I told her that Gigi apologized to me. Nobody knew about it because nobody needed to know about it. But yes, he apologized to me. He was very genuine about it, and he was actually reached out to me after I flipped out and lost my shit. And he was the only fucking one. Did you know that? He was the only one to reach out and be like, hey, you okay? Well, besides Callie too, you know? But that was it. Nobody else reached out. Y'all knew, they knew where to find me too. Nobody fucking reached out at all. At all. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So this person says that FFG seems so pissed that other people wanted to get along. And it's true. You should have seen how angry she was with me when I told her that Negs apologized to her. She stopped talking to me for a day or two. I was like, well, I'm out. And then the next day or whenever she texted me back, she was like, oh, I just was shocked. That's all. Like, she basically gaslit me into thinking I was a bad person for wanting to have an apology for, like, a lot of people did, but she stopped talking to me. She was like, nah, I'm not going to talk to you right now. And I was like, what did I fucking do? All I did was apologize for what I did. I didn't apologize on behalf of Haydur Nation. I apologized for myself. I see how she is. I see how she acts towards Negs and other people. I'm definitely not going to want to be in that, in that crossfire. I didn't want that. It's hard when you feel like you're kind of in a predicament where if you open up your mouth, you're going to get attacked. And because so many people like her, I felt like, oh, it's just going to be a relentless attack. And I felt like I wasn't mentally well enough to handle that at the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, she does want to keep drama going. Like I said, when I was off Twitter, she, there's quite a few times she messaged me trying to stir the pot. She likes the drama. That's what abusive people do. Yeah, it is what abusive people do. She's abusive. But she's so aggressive and so mean and so hateful. And she's really violent. She told me she would kill me. She's like, I beat a man within an inch of his life. Do you think I won't kill you? The fuck? You kill me for what? What did I fucking do? It's ridiculous. I already know Twitter's going to be a fucking shitstorm after this live. I don't care. Like I said, I'm here to talk about what I know and how I felt and give my side of the story, because there was a narrative being played out and it wasn't true at all. And it was being played out when I was away trying to get my mental health in check. Like, how fucking fair is that? I'm not even around to defend myself. And once they felt like I wasn't around anymore, they made sure to go and spin whatever the fuck they wanted. Have a good rest of your evening or day, wherever you are. And yeah, have a good one. Bye, guys.